Chapter 2: Notorious Ravenwood Asylum. Ignoring her warning felt like a mistake, but the pull of the unknown was too strong. I continued deeper into the asylum, the woman's frantic laughter echoing in my mind as I made my way toward the basement. The air grew colder, and the walls seemed to close in around me, suffocating in their silence. I reached a heavy door, rusted and warped, as if it hadn't been opened in years. With a deep breath, I pushed it open, the hinges screaming in protest. The basement was a cavern of darkness, the air thick with the stench of mildew and something far worse. I flicked on my flashlight, illuminating the room, and what I saw sent a wave of nausea crashing over me. The walls were lined with cages, each one containing remnants of humanity, people chained and shackled, their eyes hollow and sunken, faces devoid of hope. As I stepped closer, they recoiled, their bodies trembling as if I were the monster that had come to claim them. I could hear their whispers, a cacophony of despair, begging for release from their torment. "What the hell is this?" I gasped, my mind racing. "Who did this to you?" "They're the ones who did it," a voice croaked from the shadows, and I turned to see a man emerging, his face scarred and twisted. "The doctors, the staff, they're still here, watching." "Watching?" I echoed, my heart racing. "Why?" "To keep us," he spat, rage mingling with despair. "They want to experiment, to see how far they can push us before we break. They take us one by one, and we never return." I backed away, my pulse quickening as I realized I was standing on the precipice of madness. "I need to get out," I whispered, panic flooding my veins. "Too late," he hissed, eyes narrowing. "They know you're here. They'll come for you next." Before I could respond, the lights flickered, casting eerie shadows across the room. A low hum began to fill the air, vibrating through my bones like a warning bell. I turned to run, but the door slammed shut behind me, trapping me in this hellish nightmare. "Let me out!" I screamed, pounding on the door. But my cries were swallowed by the darkness. I could hear footsteps approaching, slow and deliberate, echoing against the cold concrete. The whispers grew louder, drowning out the sound of my racing heart. "Help us!" the voices cried, a symphony of anguish that clawed at my sanity. I turned to the cages, their occupants staring at me with eyes full of desperation. "Please help us!" But I was just one person, and they were countless. I felt the weight of their despair pressing down on me as the footsteps grew louder, and suddenly the lights flickered back to life, revealing the figure of a man in a white coat, his eyes cold and calculating. "Ah, a new volunteer," he said, a twisted smile spreading across his face. "Welcome to the family.